Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, April 15th. We're looking at the market profiles here on Window Trader of SPY, IWM, and Triple Qs. And once again, new highs in SPY and ES, new highs in NQ and Triple Q. Triple Q finally gets its overnight all-time high. New high in the Dow today also, and new high in the transports. The Russell still a little lagging, did not hit a new all-time high, nor did the NASDAQ composite. Now, it was pretty much an annoying day. I called the market well, saw the market well, and ended up losing 150 bucks. So we'll go over that in a minute. I didn't take any trade. Probably the best trade of the day, and I didn't take it, was a long in F period in Triple Qs. We were talking in the room. I said what I was looking for in both the Russell and IWM and in the Triple Qs. I said if the Triple Qs come down against the opening, that is a nice risk reward. You had higher value. You had a POC that was already 6 for 6 wide. I thought the odds were pretty good. Again, like this happened in Triple Qs in D period a couple of days ago, where I thought the odds of taking out the IB high would be better than the IB low. And it turned out to be a beautiful trade for a couple of people who took it in the room. They end 8 wide on the day. They go out with a price probe. Russell. So I did take a couple of, I took one trade. I was looking, so here's what I was looking for in IWM, and I actually traded the righty. So we opened and had an open and drive down. We had lower value most of the day. It ended overlapping to lower, but it was lower most of the day. In H period, I said, if we come down and make a new low, we were already 8 for 8 wide. I said I would look to fade it as long as we don't go trend to go back. Well, never took out the low, so I didn't do that. And then on the flip side, when we went up, I said, well, if it goes higher, I'm going to look against half back and take a short against both half back and value high at the time, which I did. So I shorted the righty. I said I'd be out above E's high. It actually went above E's high, and I actually added to it. And then it came back in. I took off most of my position. I left just one contract left. And when it started going back up again, I took that off, basically scratched on that. So I actually made some money on it. I was looking to short it again. I was a little surprised the way it kept one time framing up. It did finally flush out an L, but I didn't do that trade. So, a couple of frustrating things. Not taking a long there, not getting that long opportunity, which I was looking for in Russell at the low of the day, and then taking this one and not getting what I thought we should get, which would have been back to the POC. They lowered the POC twice in IWM, from D to G to H, and then guess what? We end up going right back up and closing at D. So a couple things there that didn't go the way I thought they would. Now, as far as SPY and ES, we open up, basically drive straight up, but then in B period, it looked like we were going to give up the ship, but it didn't happen. And then we started, actually had a trend day up. It's a weird trend day. It's a double distribution day. A is the whole lower distribution, and then from E's low to the day's high is the upper one. We go out with a price probe, and we end up 8 wide. We did a tremendous amount of volume in a very tight area. So again, it was a little bit of a weird day. I took a short in A period against the pre-market all-time high, which worked out. And then I actually went long when it came back down, when I took the short off against the opening, and that one worked out. It was the 416 puts and then the 413 calls. I went long in B period. When we got above the overnight high and started going, that was a decent trade. It's actually a decent size trade. And those were the 413 calls. Now, here's one where I ended up losing money on, and this is another one of those frustrating trades. D came in, it didn't look like we were going to have singles. We still had single prints in C and B. I started a call position of the 414s here, just a small one. Came in, added some more. Once it filled the single prints, I'm like, okay, that's fine as long as we defend the one-time framing up. And I bought a decent size. Now, E opened, we got like a rogue algo that stopped the one-time framing up. So I didn't get out of the position, but now that we stopped one-time framing up, when we did rally, I did get out of it for a loss. Not a big loss, but a loss nonetheless. And then it did exactly what I thought it should do, and that resumed its upward trend as F went up and G went up. Now, yes, I could have got back in, but I didn't do it. And again, just another aggravating trade that I had called the market right. But this is big to me. Once you stop the one-time framing up, I thought there was a chance maybe we would come back down at some point and take away the trend day. But that didn't happen. And then the only other trade I took was a short nail when I thought they would finally flush out some weak longs. I didn't get in right away. By the time I got in, it didn't do much. Started going back up towards POC, took it off. Again, that was basically a scratch to a small loss. So just a lot of work today to lose $150. It's not the money aspect of it. It's the fact that you see the market well and you call it pretty well, and then you don't do well in your P&L. That is kind of aggravating. Anyway, tomorrow's another day. So let's go over destinations, and then we'll look at SPY's chart. We'll do all the other charts tomorrow after the close. So the first upside destination, actually there's only one upside destination, 416.16. That is today's high and all-time high. For the downside, we did actually go out with a price probe. Even though we closed below it, I'm still going to use K's high. We have to see where we open them all, 415.79. Then we have the pullback, L, 414.89. Single prints, 414.51 get filled at 37. They get filled at A's high. 413.69, today's low. 413.29, 9 wide from yesterday. And 410.87, yesterday's low and poor low. And again, tomorrow is an expiration, so it'll be interesting to see how this market reacts halfway through the month. And then on the charts, I'm just going to show you the daily. We know everything else is up. So what happened in the daily? We stopped one time framing up yesterday. Came into balance, right? Markets don't go bull bear. So we came into balance, back to bull. I said yesterday's video, do we come out and take out yesterday's low and finally go bear in the daily, or do we balance, or do we go up? And we went up. And one other note I want to make that's so important. I made it this morning, and again, it's something you can't just ignore. Remember yesterday, we could have gone down $100. The POC was not going to be lowered. Do you realize not only did we open, I'm losing my mind. I'm on IWM. Here we are. I'm sorry. Look where we closed yesterday. Look where our POC was. Never got lowered. We opened above it today, never got to it, and went trend. That's a nuance that people need to be aware of. Hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.